Whoo. Hey, I'm Brian, and this is Hipster video number 5. Blah. Yeah, so in my last video, I did like 19 drawings for this idea that I had, and I was talking about the Alpha Blitz. And as I was editing the video and watching the video, I was like, okay, I don't know, it's this thing that I started talking about in my very first episode where it's like, you know, I have these ideas and then I like get really excited about them and then like very quickly lose faith in them. But the idea that I was talking about, the Alpha Blitz one, I think that it became like snowballed and it was trying to be like a big Marvel movie. I love Marvel movies, but like they're just so big and there's so much going on in their movies. And I think in my head that story had become a movie. Like, you know, I saw this whole story with this like bunny and he's a boxer and then he can't read and then these aliens invade and he has to like team up with his friends and fight them. And as I was working on just those like 19 little drawings to get that like concept shown to the world, you know, I was also working and having some success with what I'm doing at work and developing like little resources there that are not big stories. They're just kind of like things that I was working on to help the kids to help the students go through a Math 180 program, or there's another student I'm working with and I'm teaching them one-on-one how to read. And I showed one of the students the thing I was working on and they thought it was funny, but it was just like, okay, like that's, all right, so the A is turning into an alien, that's funny, but I don't think it was helping them read so much. Whereas I tried this other thing based on some of the reading that I've been doing about like teaching kids how to read. Here, let me get this book, I'll show you. Yeah, so the teacher that I work with gave me this, and it's just like, I just kind of looked through it. It's like this huge, it's so thick. Why would anybody write a book this big? No, I'm just trying to like go through it, like just like a couple minutes a night, and it's like, it's one of those things where you learn just enough about something to realize how much you don't know. Like linguistic languages, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. It's like I really take for granted how crazy English is. But anyways, something that I learned from this is something called phonograms, and I made something to help them understand. So I made this little thing. It was like jab, stab, grab, flab, and then that really, you know, seemed to connect and help them get it. And there's no like story there. I guess it's just like I want to work on. So anyways, like I really love doing those drawings that I did last week. I really love like animation, or like, I guess animation's like animation's a lot. But even just doing like 19 drawings to kind of tell like a sequential story, I want to work on that this week for this video. But using the phonograms thing, I wrote something that I want to do some drawings for. So I wrote it down here. I'm gonna read it. Okay. I have this mat, but I need it to become more flat. Now, this mat is really where it's at, because when you sit on it, you get more fat. Here comes a cat. It sits on the mat. See? It gets more fat. And more fat. Okay, cat. Now scat. Oh, here comes a rat. The rat gets fat. And fat. And fat. Until finally, splat! I'm gonna do some drawings for that this week. And it's good. Like, Okay, so in my last video, I feel like I put a lot of effort into it and I was really enjoying myself as I was doing it. Then when I put it all together and watched it, it was like there was cool stuff, but I kind of feel like it didn't quite hit. It was like almost felt like a strikeout, you know? It wasn't quite what I wanted it to be, but it didn't take away from the fact that I was proud of it and the fact that I was proud of the effort that I did for it. And so this week I just kind of want to keep going with that, but with an idea that's kind of simpler and more grounded in the work that I'm doing day to day. Yeah. Along those lines, something else that I'm working on is the Read 180 maps, where it's like there's this program and kids are progressing through it. I showed 3 of those the other week, and I've also done 3 more, which I'll show here. And the last one was a K-pop Demon Hunter theme, like K-pop Demon Hunter times Mario. And that was a lot of fun, and a lot of the kids are really excited about it. So I think that what I'm going to do is try to finish 3 more and then sell it as a set on the website Teachers Pay Teachers, and then on Etsy. And that'll kind of be the first like resource that I'm selling here on hipstervideo.org, which is like, okay, what am I doing here with this series? What is this? And I think what I've landed on last night is this is reading resources for weird ones. Just, you know, the stuff that I draw is kind of weird, funky. It's a little bit freaky. And I think that fits with trying to learn to read, especially at an older age. If you're, you know, if you're someone who's feeling kind of behind, it can be really scary. You know, I'm someone who often feels like I'm behind in life, like I'm not hitting the milestones I'm supposed to be hitting when I'm supposed to be hitting them, and that's a scary feeling. And I think that even though I kind of always did well academically, because I don't think because I was particularly smart, I think there was just like a lot of pressure. It's scary. And something I started to do recently was I really want to learn to speak Spanish. I've started watching Spanish YouTube videos last night, because this book talks about how Spanish is actually a really good tool for teaching kids to read and write, because Spanish is so much simpler than English. It's just this thing where the letters correspond to sounds that they make much more than they do so in English, where English has these rules. Yeah, I guess the letters make this sound, but really they make these sounds. And you can't trust English. But Spanish is like more straightforward. But even trying to be like, even I don't speak Spanish, I'm not good at it. And the feeling of being an adult and trying to speak a language that I don't speak, of like trying to do it, makes me feel very vulnerable. And I'd imagine that's how a lot of kids that I'm working with feel. So I just want to make resources that are kind of like funny and freaky and sort of recognize some of that possible anxiety that they're having. So yeah, man, that's you know, hipstervideo.org, reading resources for freaky, wait, let me try it again. Hipstervideo.org, reading resources for weird ones. Yeah. All right, well, man, thank you for listening to my 5th rant on this, and I'll see you later. Bye.